For those of you who don't know, there is violent architecture, for example, or hostile architecture. Okay? That's how we deal with homeless people. With hostile architecture. Look at this. Look.
Someone fed it a coin. This was
this. This is an art installation. Sorry. If you recall, you know how when I went to Amsterdam, they had like weird spikes under bridges and shit? And I asked, like, why do they have these weird spikes? And those spikes were so that, birds couldn't shit under the bridges because that shit would erode the bricks and whatnot. And they weren't real spikes. They just, like, basically made it so that birds could not stand on them. Okay? That exact same thing is how people... that exact same thing is what these cities do to homeless people. They create incredibly hostile architecture on purpose so that people can't sleep on the streets, on benches and whatnot. Like in New York, I believe they took out the benches in the... here it is. Yeah, after the government of Sao Paulo, Brazil installed rocks to prevent houses from resting under this bridge, a local priest decided to destroy them. When you sit on a bench that's this size, that is by design. It's so that no one can sleep on it. When you see a bench that has this kind of thing in the middle of it, you're like, why does this have this thing in it? That's so that homeless people can't sleep on it. This is called hostile design, hostile architecture. The answer, of course, is not to make sure that like our benches are better so that homeless people can sleep on it. The answer, of course, is homes. What if we kissed at the pride-themed anti-homeless spike-covered underpass? Yeah, wonderful. Good stuff. Every part of society is designed against homeless people. Every part of society is designed against people who have been priced out of the housing market, who are just trying to make ends meet, who are just trying to survive, who probably could, if given the opportunity, if they didn't get priced out of the housing market and didn't have to live in their cars until they had to sell their cars and lose their job as a consequence of not having hygienic products readily available and to make themselves look presentable for jobs and whatnot. Going down that trajectory of eventually becoming homeless and becoming like the worst case of homelessness, which is when you're also trying to self-medicate because you're in a horrifying situation. Your number one need is not being met. Okay, you don't have an address. You have no way of cleaning yourself up. You don't have clean clothes. You have no laundry machine. All these things that we take for granted, living inside of homes and apartments and whatnot, they have no access to. That you up. That breaks your brain. To tier 3 homelessness the other day, and that really resonated with some normie friends I was chatting to about homelessness. Yeah, I've described this before.